YouTube, this is your homie from Hot Rocks and JDMs. I have here a 1987 Porsche 928 S4 that I just primered. I've been posting some videos about other cars I have. This is one of my projects I have. It's a, like I said, it's an 87 928 S4 Porsche automatic, unfortunately, but still a really good car. So I'm just trying to show you guys really quick what I did to it. Like I say, it's pretty much primer. I did some body work, and I did the primer. You can see it's all taped up, and this gasket, it's painted, but I'm gonna be replacing it, so I didn't even bother in taking it off. I didn't pull the gasketing that goes around this window. I didn't pull it out. I just tape over the gasket, but I did remove the trim for the back window. I removed the wiper blades, and this car also has a spoiler. You can see the holes right here for the spoiler, but I took it off so I can get a good primer on it, and also once I paint it, I'm gonna need to remove that. But as you can see, I just primered it. I'm going to be showing you guys the material I use and the setup I use for me to primer this car. I have the bumpers, everything. This car, it's a low mileage car, if you can say. It only has 111,000 miles on it, and the inside it's in decent condition. It's not like the best, but you can see it's an automatic, and I still need to do some work inside. I'm gonna be getting some seats repaired and all that. So yeah, that's the car. These are my bumpers, front and rear. This one had like this paint was all cracked up and stuff, so I ended up sanding it. You can see kinda there. It's kind of hard to pick it. There, you see those cracks. So I'm going to be putting, first of all, self-etching primer, because I don't want any reaction on this old paint. This bumper has been painted a couple of times at least. So I'm going to be putting self-etching primer first, so when I put primer on it, I don't get any reactions. If you guys have problems with paint peeling off like that, having a reaction, a lot of times has to do because it's so many different materials, and the primer or paint that you're putting on, it has strong solvents, and it makes the paint to come off. But if you just kind of like breeze it, not even like spray paint it, kind of just breezing it from far away, and just kind of get it like all breezy, and that's all pretty much you need. And then you can go over with your primer on it, and that's how I do it. I was or I'm still a car painter. I just don't work for a body shop anymore. I used to paint UPS trucks and cars at a body shop, and now I kind of like just do my own thing. This car is mine, so it's not like a customer's car or anything. Just my my car that I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it out here. I don't care. You guys will be seeing videos of the car being completely finished, and you guys will see that it doesn't really matter if you have a spray booth or not, as long as you know how to do it. So right now there's no wind at all. I'm gonna try to get a shot of the trees. They're not even moving, so it means there's not too much wind, which is pretty good for primering outside. You don't get oversprays, or you don't get too much dirt on it. I really wish this camera will pick everything, but you can see there's no dirt on it, or whatever it's on it, it's on top of it, and once I sand it off, it will come off. You can see I pull the windshield trimming too to get a better paint. And I'm going to show you the gun and the primer I use. So let's come over here to my mess. Here's my A86 on my BMW, and right here, just a chippy one from Harbor Freight. This is a $14 spray gun. If you gonna be shooting primer, I think this is the cheapest, the best, and the easiest way to go. All I have is just this filter for moisture, water, a pressure regulator from Sada. I do have a Sada to spray, but like I said, this is just for primer. The tip that's on this thing, it's a 1.4, so it kind of like give you a good flow and amount of primer when you spraying. For those who doesn't know much about guns, this is to do your I forgot how you call that, your flare. If you go this way up, you will get like a full flare effect. If you close it, then you're gonna be getting more of a dot spraying into it. Here I show you. It's kind of hard, but this right here is when I first sprayed it. This whole thing was all shut down, and when I spray, you can tell that it went just like a straight line. And for my good spraying amount of primer, I'm trying to see where it got covered, but I was trying to look for the place where I was testing the gun for me to get a good pattern. But kind of told you right here, it went from here to here. Just a little spray just to know how much my flare is open. So this is for the flare. This right here, it's for the amount of primer that you be spraying. Inwards, it means less. Outwards, it means more. This one right here that I'm pointing with my pinky is just an airflow. But with this other airflow, you get a little bit of more control. Usually, I shoot primer around 20 psi, really low pressure, so you get a nice build-up when you're spraying. If you're spraying, trying to simulate a robot, go on YouTube, watch some videos on how robots paint cars on factories, and you will see it's a super steady motion on what you're doing, following the lines. If this quarter panel is run, you go around. You don't go like this, expecting that this area will get evenly primer. So you kind of go around, just like a robot machine will do at a factory. So just like a little tip on how to spray with this Harbor Freight spray gun, day grade. You do not have to buy a $200-300 Iwata or Sada for primering. I think I have been primering lots and lots of cars with guns like this. I usually use them for about 4 or 5 times, and then I start not to care about them anymore. You kind of end up buying another one. They're really cheap, like I said, they're $14. So one time use, it's worth it. You pretty much can throw it away, and you're still coming out good, because getting your car primer at a body shop can cost you more than how much the gun it is, and at the end you save up money if you do it yourself. Another big thing, if you guys are going to be painting, sorry about all this mess. We just moved here about a couple months ago, and I still have a whole bunch of things that I need to put away. But so this is my compressor. This is a compressor from Lowe's. I forgot how many gallons it is. 60 gallons right there, it says. And with this compressor, it's pretty much a money maker, because all you get is constant flow of air with non-stopping. So you pretty much can be like blasting all the PSIs on your gun and spraying all day long, and this thing will keep producing air for you constantly without the need of waiting for the tank to fill up and do it. That's the only way you can get a nice, beautiful paint job. If you have a powerful air compressor, that will be, I would say, 40% of your paint job. I might be a little bit crazy, but that's how I seen it. I had a when I first started doing cars and painting, I was always with the small compressors, and I noticed that I always was getting fisheye, fisheye, fisheye. Why? Because I didn't have pressure to build up a nice spraying on my gun with enough psi's and enough air at all times. So yeah, if you thinking in painting or you like to work on cars, trying to find yourself a compressor that it's about this big with all these settings. I do not know much about the settings. I just know that it's more than enough for what I do. I had this thing for about 4 years. It sits outside. I only put one of those bins on top of it just to cover the engine, and it stays outside, and I never had a problem or anything like that. So yeah, so this is kind of like the setup for primering, and will be the setup with a different gun for painting. But I show you also the primer that I'm using. Go out here. This is a PCL speed primer ready to spray. You do not put any hardener or any other stuff. It's just ready to spray. They shake it for you. You can shake it, whatever, and just pour it in your spray gun, and you're ready to spray. The only reason why I like this thing, I used to use Transtar, but to get Transtar, you do get the hardener separately and all of that. And it's not that it's hard to do it, but it's less messy because you don't have to have a mixing cup, mixing it, cleaning it. So pretty much it's ready. All you have to do is just clean your gun. Which in my gun, the way I do it, after I had it for a while and paint it, I put a little bit of thinner inside and just let that thinner, to start dissolving all the paint and primer. And within about like half an hour, I come back, take it apart, clean it with clear acetone and all this stuff, and then that's how I clean my guns. I'm gonna show you a couple of other guns I have. I have this gun right here. That's where I took the regulator from. This is, like I said, this is a SATA Jet NR 2000. This spraying gun, I got it from a friend of mine when I used to work at the shop where I was painting UPS trucks. He pretty much just gave it to me, but when he gave it to me, it was like all clogged and stuff. So I ended up buying a product that's called Naked Gun from automobile paint supplies store. I bought Naked Gun. That's how it's called. You just spray it, and that stuff is pretty good to take all the dry paint that it's in your gun, inside and out. You take it apart and you do it. This gun was pretty much trash, and I brought it back to life, and it's been painting some beautiful, beautiful paint jobs. If you guys want to see some of those paint jobs, I just created this channel, so you guys might now be seeing my all of my videos, but eventually I'm going to be posting all the things I had done in the past, and also that I'll be doing. Like I said, right now I have this 928 over here. I have my my A86 that I'll be painting and getting it going to drift. You can see I have some Weber carburetors set up. Also, I'll be posting videos on this car. I might do a couple of videos on my BMW, but my BMW is pretty much stock, so there's not much to talk about unless I talk about how it drives, which it drives beautifully. But I'm not doing that right now, so just like I said, I'm just trying to show you guys the primary situation that I have going on right here. Like I said, this ready to spray primer, it's really good. It builds pretty thick. It's hard to tell. It builds pretty thick, and it's easy to sand, and like I say, it's just ready to spray, which is great advantage for if you want to save some time. But so yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any advices that you guys wanted to give me about painting or the things I do, please go ahead. If you guys like the content of this video, please subscribe, share, and like I said, I'll be posting more and more videos of the cars and the things I do. So until then, we'll see you again. This is Hot Rocks and JDN. See you till next time. Bye.